Green forever.
What is cognitive surplus, the thing? What is cognitive surplus itself? It's got two parts. The first part is the cumulative free time and talents in the developed world, something that numbers over 1 trillion hours a year. Right? But we've always had that, at least since the Second World War ended and the rising tide of longevity and education and economic growth gave us an enormously distributed educated class. We had the free time in the 20th century, but we didn't get Nisha Susan and we didn't get Wikipedia. Which brings me to the second ingredient of cognitive surplus, which is a media landscape that lets us work collaboratively, cooperatively, cumulatively. Right? And you start to see projects come together where people are doing things together that they could not have done individually, the Nisha Susan story being just one example. Now, Wikipedia is our largest and oldest example of a general interest collaborative project. And in the 10 years of its life, it's taken something cumulatively like 100 million hours to create. That's about how much human thought has gone into making Wikipedia what it is. And that seems like a big number, right? 100 million hours of work is a lot of work. Until you compare it to how we had previously been using our free time, which is watching television. Americans watch 200 billion hours of television every year. Put another way, we watch 100 million hours. We spend 100 million hours every weekend in the United States alone just watching ads. Seen against the amount of free time we actually have, suddenly Wikipedia seems like a small use of that time rather than a large use of that time. And so the cumulative free time and talents of the educated world, plus a medium that allows us to find each other easily and to share, to coordinate our activities together, is leading to an explosion of novel work. New scientific, literary, artistic, political creativity breaking out everywhere. And also, of course, lots and lots of Lolcats. The range of creativity is not limited to the civically valuable actions. It's in fact exploding all over. But even if we take Lolcats and we stipulate, as the lawyers say, that this is the stupidest possible creative act, right? And there's other candidates, but Lolcats will do as a general case. The stupidest possible creative act is still a creative act, right? Doing something is different than doing nothing. And someone who's taken a cute cat and made it cuter by adding a cute caption and then shared it with the world is on a spectrum of activity that goes from there to Linux, that goes from there to the Nisha Susan story, that goes from there to editing a wiki, to participating in some way or other. Right? That's the spectrum from mediocrity to excellence. And that's a spectrum that you can climb up incrementally. The gulf is between doing nothing and doing something. And someone who's made a Lolcat has already crossed over that gulf, even if only to land on these parts of the participatory environment. The crossing over is actually a bigger deal than any subsequent involvement in the participatory landscape.